Hello guys and welcome. I'm Mikawai and welcome on my channel 2020 The Survival Bible. What you can hear on the background is very nice sound of the real clock watch, I would say. Is reminding me one of the song of the Pink Floyd, which was, if I could remember, on the Dark Side of the Moon. I think so, it was track number 3. Anyway, we're living in a very crazy situation. My channel is not about showing you how to survive in the forest, for example, but is generally about survival, especially if you are like myself, the city rat. And I live in the city. However, this news and information you can share and use everywhere, not only in the city. If you gonna be in the situation to stay in the forest, yes, you can have this information as well. Today's topic is about having lack of power. And if you're gonna look for our life, everything what we have now is rely on the power. Power from the electricity, power from the fossil fuel, like petrol, diesel, and stuff like that, and LPG gases. But what if it will be shortage of power? And listen guys, I am in Poland, but I heard from the friends which living in UK, in London, that there was already power shortage for over 12 hours. Hey, not very long. Yes, but interesting story was about that there wasn't any single information in the media that few parts of London was completely without power. Anyway, this is completely different story to talk about that later on the other time. Today is about watches. As you can see, 3 watches on the top are quartz watches. And you may think, hang on, 3? What's doing this Timex on the right, which is gold color, right on the top? And yes guys, this is unfortunately quartz as well. The story was that I bought very beautiful Timex from the 1970s. It was with the normal mechanism inside, but somehow after a few days it stopped working. I don't know what was happened. I bought it from eBay. I do believe that the seller was genuine, just was old mechanism. So because I had already this watch, I thought that, well, I don't really like to waste anything and throw it away to the bin, especially watches, which for me is something very amazing. I thought that I will go to my local clocksmith and I'm gonna ask him whether he can repair. Once he opened it, he discovered that mechanism cannot be repaired anymore because it was a very cheap version of the Timex. Looking good, but the mechanism inside was basically rubbish. So I asked him whether it's possible to make it hybrid, let's call for that hybrid, and with vintage looking watch, can you put inside the quartz mechanism? He said, well, I'm gonna have a look. It cost me quite a lot of money, by the way, but he did it. So now I have the Timex from the rescue, I would say, as well, and it works for me. But 2 watches on the bottom are Russian, and they are not quartz watches. The left one is a little bit more sophisticated watch, which is fully automatic, What does mean? You have basically the small things like this one here to basically wind it up, I think is correct. And this is what you're doing maybe like once a week, probably, yeah. If I could remember, it's just once a week. And during that period of the time, once you're walking, I would say, and you're wearing this watch all the time, you doing any type of the hand movements, and by doing these hand movements there is mechanism which basically winding up this special small spring which is inside. And this is something very, very, very amazing. This old watch as well, if I could remember, is 70s or 80s. I'm not sure for 100%, but it's good. I bought it because it's Russian, and if you don't know about Russian old stuff, maybe some of them are not very pretty. For me, that one looking very, very good. I would say that is very nice, sophisticated style, especially for the Russian and those era. And it's been made to last ages, simply lasting ages. And the other one on the right hand side is Russian as well. That one is with normal typical mechanism which you need to winding up like every day, if I can remember, every second day. The, let's say, the downside, let's say the cons of the watches with mechanism is that they tend to be a little bit not accurate, and let's say during the 24 hours it is possible, I would say it's possible that it can slow down or speed up a little bit. And I would say that is within the 1 minute, maybe 3 minutes maximum during the 24 hours maximum. Usually it's within the maybe less than 1 minute, which is acceptable, I would say. And we need to remember that not everything need to be perfect. And these the other things. We're living in a reality that we're thinking by the government, by the media, which are run by the government, obviously as well, by the school, by the work organization, which saying that everything must be 100% perfect, which is, I'm sorry, I don't even want to swear, but it's bullshit. So they are not very perfect with the counting time, but the pros of the hand watches, I mean with mechanism, is that you don't need power. And this is what we're talking about now. You don't need power, and this is the most important thing. If you have power shortage, which can be happened, and we don't know what will be in the next few weeks. We're living in the reality now that never was before after World War II actually, and during that time. Today is Friday, 10th of April 2020, and we don't know, we really don't know what will be tomorrow. So the information which I had from the UK, from London, was that government said through the messages to these people which living in this area, excuse me, it wasn't that, it was from the police officers on the street, by the way. They said that it was staff shortage in the power plants, and there was some small problem to repair, but they didn't have enough people, so they wasn't able to sort it out immediately. Anyway, whether this is true information, we don't know, As we can see, and this is my opinion, the government have completely different agenda, and they never gonna tell us what they're doing. But this is a subject about hand watches, and this is what I am doing. And I encouraging everyone to think about that the same. I'm gonna add a little bit more information how I'm storing them. Basically, I have the plastic box with cloth inside, and I storing them in that way. So first I storing the watches with the real mechanism. Then I going to the watches which are with quartz. And here is the last one. This is for the big boy, which going there. So this is my box where I storing all my watches. I covering them like this, and I keeping them in my cabinet with my important things. So guys, enjoy, think about that. Maybe one more thing is another beautiful watch as well, and this boy, I telling you, I think is good, over 40, maybe even 50 years old. Is as far as I remember, Smith production, English one. And guys, it's very old one, very loud. When you having them in the room, when it's silence everywhere, you can just hear that beautiful sound. By the way, if you are depressed and if you cannot handle your nerves, the listening the sound of the clock will calm you down. I have daughter, for example, while she going sleep, she very often asking me to give her one of my hand watches, this that one with mechanism, and she going sleep, she gonna put that watch on the pillow, and her ear will be on the top of this hand watch, which very nice sounds, and this calming her down, and she easily can fall asleep. So this is another tip for you guys if you have children. My daughter is 8 years old now. They really enjoy that kind of the sound. It's really calming them and helping them to settle brain and switch to the night sleeping mode. Anyway guys, enjoy. I'm Mikołaj from Poland, and this is my 2020 The Survival Bible. Stay tuned.